The Lima COP is critically important for the parties to the Climate Convention to make breakthroughs on a number of issues, including the ones that have eluded agreement until now on long-term finance for mitigation adaptation, but also on a number of technical issues, including for safeguards on reducing deforestation and forest degradation, and a number of other issues. So the Lima COP is quite important to set us up for a success in Paris to adopt a legally binding international climate regime. REDD+ is technically very advanced under the convention already, and with the Warsaw framework last year, the COP in Warsaw, we have had the starting signal to go ahead with REDD+. So we already are looking more towards implementation rather than finalizing negotiations. But what we hope for, of course, is to become a very strong and central part of a binding global agreement, such as a REDD+ mechanism, and that will further enable the countries that have already started REDD+ activities to receive results-based payments for emission reductions very soon. Several things that give me a lot of hope. One is the strong pledges we've seen to the Green Climate Fund in the past weeks. Now almost $10 billion are already pledged. There have been a lot of commitments by the private sector at the Secretary General's Climate Summit in New York. So in a way, the private sector is moving faster than the governments. And I think we will see that the governments will catch up with that momentum. And thirdly, from a perspective of forests and land use, there's been a very strong commitment to the New York Declaration on Forests, which sets very ambitious targets for forest conservation, sustainable management and restoration of, for example, 350 million hectares of forests to be restored by 2030. It's an area the size of India. And if we do these things, we can close the emission gap just through forests and land use alone by about 10%.